Hey everybody, welcome back to BigRedEDC. Taking a look at another Sencut knife. This one is the Scitus. And I tell you what, I have been very happy with the Sencut knives that have come through the channel recently. I mean, we've taken a look at the San Angelo, the Chiral. You guys know I picked the Chiral to put in the Knife Nerd box. I really enjoyed that one. And then the Fritch came along, and I enjoyed that one probably as much as I liked the Chiral. So, and even the Bronte, probably not my favorite as far as blade shape, but another very well done knife. And here we go. We have the Scitus. Now you've got this nice green canvas micarta. I know it looks kind of gray, but it's green. Kinda. It's green. But deep carry clip, recessed screws, and it is lefty friendly. Very good. Now you do have a standoff here that you could probably get a lanyard on if you really want to. You got plenty of room there. So if you're a lanyard fan, there's no dedicated hole, but you can still get one on there. Black stainless liners, of course. Now around the pivot on both sides, they've got this little cutout area, which I found, different. I mean, it doesn't look too bad. Just a little different from what we've seen. Micarta is chamfered off very nicely. Very well done. And this micarta is very grippy. I like it. Micarta is probably, right now, is probably my favorite handle material. I have to be very honest with you. Fit and finish, very good. Centering, yeah, it's pretty much dead on center. Absolutely. So, Sencut being the lower level line, if you will, from We Civivi, of course, that only, that sentence, lower level, or words, it only pertains to price and materials, and definitely not quality from what I've been seeing lately. And I mean, what do I mean by materials? Well, okay, D2 and 9CR versus what Civivi's using, with 14C, Nitro V, that type of thing. But very good. Open construction, absolutely. Flipper knife, you do have some jimping on the flipper tab, which is doing okay. Detent on this one is really actually pretty solid, which is very nice. Now the Scitus is an Ostap Hel design. I've seen another Ostap Hel design here very recently. There you go, D2 steel. Got a nice black wash on that blade. Of course, they have the Sencut right there on the blade. I know people have said, don't do that, but yeah, it's there. Nice blade shape, pretty much a good standard straight up drop point. You do have a nice swedge on it, and then you do have some jimping here, which actually, it catches my thumb very well. It's not over aggressive, but it's not, to me, it's done very well. That jimping is, so very cool. Nice slender design. I'm liking that for sure. They don't always have to be that slender, but it feels really good in hand. We'll talk about that here in a little bit, but let's get our spec check out of the way, and then we'll get into the nitty gritty of it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now you're looking at almost 8 inches, so it's a decent sized knife. 4.5 on the handle, 3.5 on the blade, and you're pretty much got that 3.5-inch cutting edge. Now, grip length, I'm calling it point to point about 3 3/4 is what we're going to go with, and that's pretty much what it looks like in my 3 3/4 inch hand. So it fits in there really nicely. Zoom out for you so you can get a better look. But yeah, fits in my hand very well. I'm liking it. Now, choking up, even if I'm basically pulling back on that flipper tab, the corner of my finger is still, or the edge of my finger is still on the corner of that blade. So choking up, probably not a good idea for me, for sure. But size comparisons, we'll get the OPM2 out there. Very nice. Right in there. Excellent. So pretty close, actually, maybe a 1/2 inch on the blade for the PM2, and handles are pretty much dang near dead even. So just a little bit, and then of course the bug out. Bug out's going to be probably just a little bit smaller by about a 1/2 inch on the handle, and maybe an 1/8 on the blade. So all of the gains are in the handle over the bug out for the Scitus. Now, a weight. It's got a little bit of weight for its size. 84 grams. That's still not bad. What, 3-ish ounces? 2.9? Yeah. Not bad. Not bad at all. Deep carry clip. You guys know I'm liking that. Now we've got the slender clip for the slender handle, which is good. We're definitely going to talk about that. Really easy in and out of pocket. You've got a nice ramp there. Now, when talking about grip and ergonomics, that ramp was concerning me a little bit because I have had issues in the past with these slender handled knives with pocket clips that have that upturn, and even back here. But as you can see, this is one of those quick dive clips. It starts diving right back here and comes down, so that's not an issue. But I was still concerned about this portion. And as you can see, it does hit me about right there in the hand, but I can squeeze down. This is weird. And I think the clip does move just a little bit. If I squeeze down, you know, it kind of slides down just a little bit. But if I got a loose grip, I can feel it worse, if that makes any sense at all. It doesn't really. Maybe my hand just moves just enough that where I'm like squeezing down on it, I mean, I'm really squeezing that knife. Pocket clip, not an issue. So there you go. I do have a mark in my hand, but I tell you what, it's not. I'm not calling it a hot spot. Mark or not, I'm not calling it a hot spot because it doesn't bother me that much. It actually bothers me more in a light grip. I know, weird, whatever. It's the way it is. But like I said, ergonomically, it's a really nice knife. Fit and finish is pretty much right on the action. It drops. Detent is pretty good. Let's see here. Yeah, it pops and goes. And like I said, it's definitely a dropper. Now, I don't know if you guys have had any experience with the newer Sencuts, but as I said, to open this, I have been really, really happy with what I have seen from Sencut. And I don't think there's been a Sencut knife that I've really had any overly major issues with the exception of, and it's not a major issue, is blade preference. Like I said, the Bronte, probably not my favorite because of blade shape, but that's not an issue with the knife. That's an issue with me, not really caring for the blade shape. Other than that, these new Sencuts have been very, very well done. It's Wii Civivi. Again, I have really not had an issue with any of those knives, and Sencut is pretty much carrying on that tradition very, very well. Now, we do see, I can say, and I've had people mention it to me too, that a lot of the some of the Sencut models resemble Wii and Civivi models. Yeah. More budget friendly. Sure. I think they've taken cues from some of their early Wii and Civivi models and tweaked them a little bit, changed them up a little bit, and put, Micarta D2 or 9CR on them and sold them at a much cheaper price. To me, I don't have an issue with that because some people might not be able to regularly afford a, say, near $100 Civivi, but they can afford a $40 Sencut that kind of looks like that $100 Civivi. Okay. To me, that's just kind of, it kind of good business sense for me if they've got a design that people really like, but it's just it's just a little too much. Well, you put different materials on it, put a different blade steel on it, lower the price, and there you go. It's selling better at a lower price for those that can afford it. So, to me, it's kind of a good business model, in my opinion. But yeah, this Scitus, I'm liking it. I am liking it quite a bit. All around. Size, shape, handle, comfort. It's pretty much clicking all those buttons. So, and there you go. If anybody wants to take a picture of my hand. I mean, it's been a little bit, but there's no real issue there. So just throw that out there. Anyhow, sorry. But yeah, and we've got another one. I've got the Buckle, I think is how you pronounce it, Buckle 2. It says coming soon on the Sencut website, but it's actually listed for sale on a few of the retailer sites. So I guess it's available out there. So we'll be seeing that one here before long. Smaller knife, Brad Zinker design, which again, I really, really like. A little small, you know, for larger hands, but overall, another knife that I really enjoy from Sencut. So we'll see that one coming up as always, guys. But thank you so very much for stopping by, checking out the Sencut Scitus with me. Appreciate you guys more than you ever know. Like, subscribe, leave me that comment. You know I love talking to you. Until next time, guys, I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.